Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of It's Never Sunny in Duskvol. How's it going? My name's Eric. I'll be your Gamemaster today, and I'll be taking you on a perilous journey into the world of Duskvol. But we're following the lives of a crew who are doing things, who own a couple bars, and way over their heads in trouble. So, with that being said, let's go around real quick and say real quick how everyone's doing. It's been a hot minute since we've had the whole gang here. We've done a few side missions in the meantime. You can check that stuff out on YouTube. But otherwise, what's up? So, Kelsa, how are you?
Hello. I'm Kelsa. I'm doing really well. I was going to be in 7 streams this week. Unfortunately, Miss Click's countdown got postponed because of technical difficulties. We weren't able to go up, which was very frustrating, but also meant that I got to get in some good Overwatch time. So there was that. Talking about all the streams that I'm in, you can follow me on Twitter to find out more. Also, tonight, after this show, I'm going to be on Winter's Edge Season 2. Look, I got a shirt. Super cool. I'm very excited.
When is that and where is that?
That's over
Tell
on
us more.
That's over on AP Gaming Reels channel at 5 p.m. Pacific, which is going to be approximately 2 hours after we wrap up here, depending on exactly when that is.
Awesome. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. So that's once again 5 p.m. at twitch.tv/apgamingreel.
That's correct. Exactly
Awesome.
correct.
Cool. Liefington, how are you?
I'm doing great. I have an Easter party in a bit, so that's why we're playing a little bit early and hopefully ending a little bit early so I can go hang out with the family. But I'm happy to play Blades again because it's been a hot minute.
A hot minute indeed.
And I'm going over my sheet. I'm like, oh yeah, I have that. I should use that.
Yeah, it's been quite some time.
I'll be playing Seer, who's a leech, and I'm gonna rewrite a belief. I did rewrite a belief, which is we're all together against the Imperials, and I'm not a goddamn snitch. So let's do this.
Cool. And Asteyni.
Hi, it's so nice to see you guys again. I'm really excited to be back. I actually don't stream anymore right now because I am way too busy with studying and stuff. So.
Yep, studying is taking a toll on a lot of my games. Just not my own personal studies, just other people's lives have been whisked away.
It's just like crunch time, and everything is coming together, and I'm just like, I don't have time to like do production value and read rule books. So normally I stream on my channel and we do board games because I love board games. I have a whole bunch behind me. But I've been too busy, so I'm just here when we can all be here.
Happy to have you.
I'm playing Vale today.
Yes.
Last couple times I was playing Hobbs because Vale was MIA.
Mm-hmm.
But she is our slide. Dipped a little bit into Whisper. No. What am I thinking?
No, Spider.
Dipped a little bit into Spider. Thank you. And she's kind of the. She considers herself the leader of the group. We'll just say that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean,
I don't think anybody would really.
Excuse me, but Seer is 100% the leader.
Oh.
I mean, we all saw how well you handled things when I was gone.
Sure. Speaking.
So yeah.
Speaking of which, of that, how about let's do our classic "It's Never Sunny" previously on, and do maybe like the last time we played Blades. Who wants to do that to recover some stress?
I don't have any stress.
I am.
Because you were tapped out, so yeah.
Stress-free because I also traumatized out.
You can recover a point of harm if you have something.
As the only person who desperately needs this, I honestly don't remember where we were before I could tell you all about playing as the Sparkrights when we did Kingdom last time.
Sure.
I have no idea what we did in actual Blades in the Dark.
It's been like a month, so that's not unfair.
It's been a quick minute, indeed, as we said earlier. Yeah.
Listen, we can collaborate it, and I'll give my stress reduction to Jewel. How about that?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
That'd be sweet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because I kind of remember what happened.
That's
too.
fine with it.
I
just want.
vaguely
I want.
remember-
Let's get moving. So let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me what happened because I only
So-
vaguely remember.
We started off in the mansion of Lord Strangford,
Mhm.
Mhm.
where we just met up with Vale, who was kidnapped by weird spider wizards.
The
But
unseen, basically.
the unseen, yeah. But we got the Vale. We got fucked up. We jumped a boat into a man's garden.
Yeah, that's right. I remember
Stole
that.
his
Yeah.
yacht. And and then drove it back to the city.
And then we left it as a present for
Yes. For the crows.
For the crows.
Yeah.
Yeah. You. The audacity. But yes, you did, and that's where we left off last time.
That's basically all that happened.
So that's awesome. This is a good way to play Blades. I know a lot of people want to get like sick and deep into the gritty crime, but sometimes you want to be a Saturday morning action cartoon, and that's what we did a lot the last couple. Was it? I think it was 3 weeks ago we played. So
Yeah, it was.
yeah. Just sometimes you have to ask your group, hey, is this the tone we're doing? Are we doing this? Okay, let's do it then. And so it was. Okay.
And
Great.
so it was.
All right, yeah. So you guys were just managed to sell off the yacht to, I'm sorry, you donated the yacht,
We gifted it.
We gifted
it. Was a token of our.
leaving
Hey,
a note
we
saying where you could find it.
Appreciation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I believe that there was a role involved and it was successful,
Yes.
and that was where we left. Okay, so let's pick up. You guys are back in the Venetian, probably. Make it back to Venetian, all right. I'm interested in where Vale's been, what Vale's been up to since Vale has been gone.
Kidnapped.
Quote unquote,
Do you remember
mentally.
anything?
Yeah.
That is a good question. Do I remember what happened? Do I remember being the Strangford niece?
Yeah, how about you give me a resist, or no, I guess fortune. Just give me a quick fortune roll. 2 dice.
Okay.
Let's see if
there
you're
it is.
able-
Roll fortune.
See if you're able to remember what it was like when you were mentally.
Probably not.
Nope, sorry, not that much. You're not sure why. You think it's something to do with you being a noble, and that's it. Or having noble
All
blood.
nobles are related anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Man, I also need to get healed again. I think we finished downtime last time though, because I'm seeing other rolls for me getting healed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're pretty fucked up, if I recall.
I
I
do
still
remember
have
healing.
2 level 1 harm. One is a set leg, and the other is stitched up healing.
Do you want to take care of that? Do you need to spend coin on that?
I'm thinking we might. I am out of coin, but I think I already spent I remember already spending rep. Wait, did we level up our tier? Yeah.
We strengthened our hold.
Yeah, okay. We
Yeah,
strengthened
you
our
didn't level
hold.
up your
Because we
tier.
were tier 2 weak, and now we're tier 2 strong.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Cool. Boy. Yeah, I don't have any money, and the crew doesn't have any money.
No.
So
Gotta
somebody
go to ground.
would have to give me money.
I can give you money.
So, I mean, I don't think Jewel would ask for money.
But I don't think
is
you're
the
useful
thing.
to me banged up.
That's reasonable.
Absolutely. I think we
So-
see this kind of throughout the city as the Imperial agents have begun their anaconda strategy of strangling you guys out. There's fewer jobs. It's much difficult, and you have to burn through your reserves to stay afloat. And so the people who can weather this storm are few. It may turn people desperate.
Makes sense. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go to um my physiker friend. I went to him before, Melver, and was like, hey, can you patch me up? And he sent my leg. I'm stitched up, but I think this is me like going back over there and
Okay.
be like, look, Melver, I need a little something more to get me through. I'm not
You
quite
and your
healed yet. You fix me up.
needs. Everybody's coming to me. I don't. Okay. I mean, let's
Look,
see.
it's not for free. Come on.
Oh, you better not be free. Okay, let's go. And he's won over and proceeds to try to help you out. And he remarks about how supplies are dwindling.
All right. He's gonna fix me up. I don't know how many dice he had. I think it was 2 + 1 for him being my friend. So 3 dice.
That sounds right.
Boom, it's a 4. That's 2 more ticks, which is still not enough.
Yeah, I think a 4. Yeah, that basically what it shows. And I think fictionally maybe that's because he just doesn't have the right supplies to get you up to a 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Vale, do you have any more money that you might have sent with me and be like, don't come back until the job's done? Or
yeah, because again, you're not useful to me hurt.
Yeah.
So you have like a bag of gold, and I'm like, don't waste it, but don't come back broken.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'll shell out 1 more coin to finish the clock and
to raise up the
clear
effect.
my broken leg and my healing ribs. So
all right, cool. So like while he gets you into like a medium state or whatever, you usher over a few coins or whatever. And
he's
he's saying like, I wish I could do more. I'm out of I'm out of Valerian.
She just produces money, and she's like,
all right,
slightly feverish or whatever. She's like, just get it.
He's like, all right, I can see what we can do, right? And he like goes underneath a floorboard or something like that and like pulls out. It's like, this is for emergencies, but all right, you're my friend, so let's do this. And
cool.
You're my friend, and also you gave me a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Right. But to replace these supplies, it's going to cost him probably at least that much, if not more, just because there's
he's like, that's what he tells you.
There's nothing going in and out of the city right now.
Yeah, that's what he tells you. I'm breaking even on this deal. Like, as a way of comfort, being like, I'm your friend, and this was really expensive to charge, but like this is just the reality of the situation right now.
Look, Melvier, I'll see what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the fact that we're cut off any more than you do.
Yeah.
See if I can find someone to open some lines of trade.
Good luck. He warns you how there's a lot of people who probably, in order to make through this, are going to work with the agents to turn in other people. All right, so just watch out. Can't trust many people.
Thanks, Melvier. Well, you can trust me.
Yeah. As he says, like, he says yeah as in like, it sounds kind of cynical, but that's just his personality. As he's like putting away his medical case of his supplies and stuff, he's putting the Valerian or whatever underneath the floorboard again or whatever. He's like, I don't want to see you back here, in a way, like, stay out of trouble. When he says I don't want to see you back here, it's an endearing, he's gruff. He's got that gruff sort of endearing quality to him, right?
Yeah, like, she just kind of nods and slaps him on the back.
Yeah, like his best friend. He would call his best friend a knucklehead, and that's like the most endearing term he would use, right?
Yeah, I gotcha. So
cool.
So yeah, she heads out feeling tops, and makes her way back to the Venetian, where I'm sure is where Vale is waiting. And she's standing tall, fully healed, and she brings back like the empty sack of gold.
Yeah.
It's got like a few eels or something in the bottom. And she's like, thanks so much.
Yeah. The good news about running the Venetian is that the Venetian is still kind of turning a little bit of a profit, even though this is going on, because of the wealthy clientele.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's pretty good. However, you definitely pick up on the dour sentiments of patrons, being like, all this riffraff and people aren't, this can't wait for this to be done, kind of thing, and through. They should just give themselves up, kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You also hear a little bit about how, these agents are as bad as the criminals themselves, right? Hurting everything. The disease, the cure is as bad as the disease it's trying to help, right? Yeah, but then you hear other people being like, yeah, but this is, the crime here is out of control. Like, look at all the things that happened at the docks. Look at all the racial riots. There's a cancer in this city, and it needs to be purged out. Not talking about Scovelers, just crime, like the crime, which is kind of duplicitous of a lot of nobles, but so it goes, right?
Well, they don't think of themselves as
they're
being
legitimate.
complicit.
They're legitimate businessmen and women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Okay, so just giving you an idea of how people are feeling, especially in the White Crown kind of area, or Whitechapel, right? Brightstone.
Yes.
I'll get it right. Third time's a charm, everybody. It's been a hot minute since we visited Brightstone, and so yeah, the Venetian is doing pretty well, but there's a definite mishmash of opinions circulating. Hey, you get to hear a lot when you get to run a place like you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the Painted Lady, though, not that great. Really, almost nobody is coming. However, because the Hive kind of taken it over, it's okay because the bills are kind of getting paid by their courtesy of the Hive.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take it.
Yeah, it's being used as like safe house. I think it's like
it's a Hive safe house right now.
Of Seer regularly because his workshop is there.
Sure. Sure, but like next to you and stuff like that, it's annoying. Your workshop is being bunked with by another Hive person, basically, like another Hive alchemist.
He touched my stuff, and
he touches your shit. He touches your shit.
It's on.
Yeah,
but I think it's because I think both Vale and Jewel said that they kind of moved out to the Venetian to live there, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, Jewel moved out to live in her own apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yep. So most of the free space available in the Painted Lady is taken up by Hive personnel. The thing I would say about your roommate Seer in the lab is he's a little special. He's cliquey. Like he hangs out. He has mandibles. No. He hangs out with a group from the Ecstasy of the Flesh. He's religious, and he has a little like religious group around him. He has like, in addition to the various alchemical substances, books and journals and stuff, you see a lot of things about what faith means and purity, and the purity factor is probably the big book that he's reading right now by some theologian of the Ecstasy of the Flesh.
So, what's his name?
I haven't given him a name yet. Yeah, let's give him a name.
Because if I'm like hanging up with him, could I like put him under my friend?
No. You're far from friends. Their name's Odessa.
Odessa. All right.
I think they're Aruvian, like you, which is kind of cool, but very cliquey, different. Scratch that. Her name's Odessa, but she's Severosi, because we never see any Severosi in our games. So there's Severosi.
All right. So she's not like we're kind of like those roommates that hate each other, and it's just like if we don't touch each other's stuff, then we're okay.
Yeah. It's also like So this is like a really weird experience that I've seen happen a lot. If you go to a college and your roommate's like a foreign exchange student, you just don't really and you just end up like not hanging out at all. And that's just kind of what it is. Like they just do their own thing and you just do your own thing. And you really just don't really talk at all. It's just one of those weird kind of things. For the most part, you stay out of your business, but occasionally, things are left over in different places, and you passive aggressively change something, and they passively aggressively, change something else that you did
like
to
open
them.
the window, and it's like
Yeah,
flip
yeah.
the window.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And it's that relationship with Odessa right now.
Right.
Okay, so it's
We'll
very
leave
distant.
it for there. I think Seer would make like efforts to talk to people.
Yeah.
To whoever, because it's like easily like, hey, I know someone.
All right. Well, I'm telling you that
but
Odessa's going to give you the cold shoulder, but I mean, like if you want to put a roll on the line here, that's fine with me too.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Let's talk about a roll here. So is your intention here to like charm Odessa a little bit to get to know them a little more?
I mean, I would want it to get to the point where we could ask shit for each other, and it doesn't have to be free because we're best buds. But
that's not a role necessary. You're already there.
Trust thing, right?
That's kind of already established in terms of like you guys run like you're professionals in a way, right? It's just that you guys aren't like you were distantly acquainted with one another.
Yeah,
right.
But
you don't hang out at the party.
in criminal syndicates.
Yeah, it just
I feel
different.
Like there's not implicit trust in like, oh yeah, you're also a criminal, so we trust each other. No,
Okay.
You're a criminal, so I don't trust you.
All right, let's do that then.
Get to it where we trust each other.
But you're like a subsidiary of the hive. Okay, let's do it then. Okay.
And God, let's just start with consorting.
Okay, but let's hold on. Let's not do this roll just yet. What does this look like?
It's like after closing time, and the staff is like cleaning up, and like people just hang out because we can go upstairs where we sleep and where the lab is, but there's really like fuck all to do unless we're working there.
Okay.
So we just kind of hang out downstairs and we talk a bit, and it's like, there's this shitty bottle of spirits that was left with like a little bit in the bottom. It's like, we can't put that back on the shelf. Okay. Let's drink it.
She has her arms crossed like she needs to do something, and you're kind of keeping her, but she's kind of being a little bit polite. So let's do this consort.
Yeah.
Based on the circumstances right now and what you said, it's controlled limited.
Sure.
Okay. Because she's just being distant, but fine.
Nope.
Okay. She says like that's all great here. Okay, look. And she doesn't finish her drink or anything like that. She's like, this is great, but I have some work to do. It was nice talking to you. And she kind of just gets ready to go upstairs.
Yeah. All right.
You can push this to like risky, or you could try again at risky limited.
I think I'll leave it for now because there's business to be taken care of, and the Odessa is not fucking up my shit too much. So
yeah. Okay.
For now, it's all right.
Yeah. So they just kind of ignore you again, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to talk about like football or whatever, and she's like, I don't like sports.
Yeah. She was polite, but not, not super mega friendly, as you do. So. Okay. Cool. All right. That's fine. What do you guys want to do?
So I want to take revenge on Drake. Because he sold us out, and that's just not going to work. And then maybe we can spin it into nobody rat anyone out, because else we're going to fucking come for you. We can protect everyone as long as we stick together against those Imperial bastards.
So maybe you're like pitching this to us in like Vale's office?
Sure.
because and I think Jewel she's standing there and she looks like good for the first time since we were all separated the first time, which was before we had our special Lunica special edition and before we had
weeks ago.
Because she was hurt and then more hurt. So yeah, she's finally standing there. Her clothes are clean, all of that stuff, and she's when you suggest going after Drake, she frowns, and it's not entirely clear if it's because she agrees with you or because she doesn't agree with you. It's one of those. A frown on Jewel's face is a fairly neutral expression.
Sure.
And she glances over to Vale for like what her opinion is.
Well, I just dropped 4 coin from my stash on your health, Jewel.
Welp.
And we haven't made any money in a long time. And dealing with the head of the Lost seems like small potatoes. So
at least not very profitable, I understand.
There's no profit. What are your thoughts here?
First of all, they're thieves, so they have a nest full of shit that we can take if we want to round up their whole gang. But second of all, if Drake succeeds in this shit, then anyone else could succeed in this shit. And this is building on a shitty foundation. We have to tell everyone that no, they can't fuck with us. They can't sell us out to the Imperials because they're all gonna get fucking killed, like Drake is gonna be.
Yeah, you're talking a lot about this, but
poor long-term investment if we're gonna let this slide.
Yeah, you're totally talking about this. Do you what have you even heard the last couple what's the last thing that's happened to Drake and everyone and the Lost?
Not at all.
Yeah. Okay.
We've been lying low because Jewel was fucked up and she's our main muscle. Our gang was fucked up.
Yeah.
Vale was probably kind of fucked up coming out of all that shit. So
I'm just gonna reiterate once again. Word on the street is that people, weakest loyalties are coming undone for a lot of gangs right now. Right? People are trying to. You are rats in the bilge, and the water is rising.
I think our main concerns are the Imperials and this war, this senseless war that we've been entangled in. And the fact that we haven't been making any money, we've been scraping by.
Yeah.
Something needs to change, something needs to give.
Definitely.
Are you suggesting that we need to take out the head Imperial? Whatever her name is, I forgot.
I wrote it down. You find it?
I thought I wrote it down, but it's not in my notes.
It's Ramira.
Ramira Ticonderal.
Are you suggesting we need to take out Ramira? Because I will tear her open. More than happily.
Do you think that will solve the problem?
Thank you, Vale.
I know how much you love to get your hands dirty, but they are people with ideals on a mission, and she is only the leader of that. That is like when we were dealing with, oh shoot, it was so long ago, Bill Hooks, when we were dealing with Bill Hooks.
They're gone, by the way.
We thought taking out, they all blew up.
Yeah.
We thought taking out their leader would end their frustrations with the Scotlanders, and that was foolish. This is very similar. They'll just send someone else, or someone else will rise to fill her position. They may not.
I'll punch them too.
Are you going to punch the whole Imperial army?
If I have to. You got a better idea then.
I have a better idea.
I just kind of squint at Seer. I don't say anything. I like kind of like wait for you to pipe up. But
Yeah, I think Jules' like eyes also follow over to Seer, and it's like we're both staring at you.
Like, let's hear it.
Yeah, what is it? So what happens?
I mean that was my idea. The previous one is a better idea than go to the army and kill their general in the army base. Like what? That sounds like suicidal.
Do you think this is going to solve the problem?
It's gonna solve more problems than getting ourselves killed.
As I understand it, there's not much we can do about the Imperial threat. They're going to sweep through here. All we can do is try to lay low and at least behave as legitimately as possible until they're convinced crime is gone.
Yes, so definitely assassinating the head of the Lost will help.
My concern is more with those we are at war with. Because I would argue, sure, we've come to heads, but there's really no reason why we should be at war except that the Hive, and I want to call them the Silence because
the Unseen.
The Unseen, thank you. The
Yep.
Hive and the Silence. I did it again, the Unseen. They're at heads. And we've allied ourselves with the Hive because we want their product. I know that the Hive is not unopposed to brokering a peace, or at least a ceasefire. Perhaps we could do something to unify against the Imperials.
I'm sorry, did you just suggest that to take care of the Unseen problem is to find peace between them and the Hive after they kidnapped you, brainwashed you? Vale,
yeah, that sounds brainwashy as shit. That really does seem brainwashy as shit.
Like Jewel is like straight up like walking over to you,
Guys,
like
I'm not brainwashed
pulling your eyes open and being like
I shove you away and I say, I don't remember much of what happened, but I saw the aftermath. I paid for the aftermath out of my own pocket. We are not equipped to fight this fight. And it would be foolish to continue to carry on a war when we are being assaulted at all fronts. I'm not saying that we forgive and forget. I'm not saying we forget at all. I'm saying that we find a compromise so that we can survive this. I don't like it, but I like it more than potentially dying underneath in a gutter somewhere. And I like it better than being caught by the Imperials and thrown to rot away in a dungeon. They are already looking for us. We need solutions. We do not need to create more problems that are going to come back on us.
Well, that's your department, not mine. And with that, Jewel like finds a chair, sits back in it, kicks it up on its back, and crosses her arms and just waits.
Jewel's so unhappy because I won't let her go murder people.
I mean, have you seen my traumas? Vicious and reckless?
Yeah. So
we need to find a fall guy because I want to get rid of that wanted level. And we need to start something with the Unseen because we can't keep being at heads with them. So that's where I'm at right now.
God, like right after I make a new belief where I'm not gonna snitch people out, you're like, we need a fall guy. God damn it.
Yep.
Uh,
Well, I know who I want my fall guy to be. I just feel
Who-
like a jerk.
who would you like it to be?
Aedric. I hate him. Not personally as Asteyni, but Vale hates him.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you?
Vale does not like him, and Vale would like to throw him in prison. She almost murdered him one time.
That happened. I remember.
I'm curious here. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about throwing one of your own in prison?
This is so not okay.
I don't think Jewel thinks of him as one of our own.
There's that, and two, he's the reason for a lot of this shit. He's the reason for the shit in the docks. He brought this on himself. And we tried to control him, and we can't. We need to get rid of him.
Aedric isn't here to defend himself, so that's fair.
I mean, he would argue against it, but I don't.
I think so. I think he would argue. I think he would argue quite vehemently to not go to jail.
I mean, it's not even like it's your friend Aedric. This is his weird.
Copy.
Copy.
His twin
Yeah, brother, cousin, copy.
Clone, duplicate.
Clone. Yeah.
I know, is this something you discuss with Seer? Is it just like, need to get rid of Heat, we should nail this on Aedric? Like, is it something you plot by yourself?
I think
it's kind of in the dark about it.
I don't think that I would, because even though I'm the leader, you are my two main people, and so I keep you informed as a matter of trust.
Okay.
All right. My
counterpoint
is that if we start ratting people out, that we're like punching holes in the boat that's sinking, right? Like, we're just making things way worse.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is a terrible idea.
You start making another clock here.
Whoa.
Or we could pin it on the Lost. It would take care of the betrayal. So perhaps that would satisfy you, Seer. And it would put someone in prison who's not us.
God, it's so hard.
I'm gonna start making some more clocks. Don't worry.
So these are like mortal enemies of our crew, right? Like they've kidnapped us. They like put us in the hospital. They killed a bunch of our like thug guys. Like, but Seer is like, he still doesn't want to snitch him out to the Imperials, who are like ultimate evil.
Yeah, but I mean,
but he's obviously very conflicted about it. Like, it's not like, for Aedric, he's like absolutely not. But for these guys, he's like, I don't know.
I mean, can we kill two birds with one stone? Can we like get the guy you want killed arrested for us?
I mean, that was my plan.
Okay.
That's what my suggestion was.
Well, but he's from the
I'm
Lost.
making a bunch of clocks right now.
Okay.
Whoa.
I mean,
oh no.
because he snitched already, he's as good as an Imperial anyway. So like.
So yeah, let's turn him over.
So we kidnap him instead of kill him.
We don't even necessarily have to kidnap him. We could just plant evidence that leads them to him. Like, he's the one who's behind the shit that happened in the docks. He's the one who's... Because that's what we wanted for, right? Pretty much that. And, like, murdering a bunch of Imperials.
I mean, we're wanted for a bunch of stuff.
A bunch of stuff. It's not that simple.
A bunch of stuff.
I mean,
I think it's more like we're wanted, and then hopefully they pin as much stuff as possible and see what sticks. and there's probably a bunch of stuff, so we end up in Iron Hook or wherever. But
So
there is the like illegal drugs, the whoring, the killing, the beating people up, the blowing up,
I just feel like we got way more heat for the murdering
stealing
in the
yachts.
docks than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, not wrong.
All right. So, what would be the evidence that we planned on him? How do we make him seem like part of our crew? I guess.
It's a good
Well,
question.
To be fair, I kind of ordered them to be part of our crew, so they technically are. They just kind of turned on us. But I think I sit there for a minute and I get thoughtful. I say, well, no one really knows what happened in the docks. We could create a paper trail. Chemicals, explosives. You could tell me the sorts of things he might wanted to have acquired to cause chaos.
So I could do that. Like I could get shit together that would be able to make bombs, which you could blow up stuff with, and then we could plant that in his stuff, in his place where he lives, which we don't really know.
We know the
You know where?
hideout.
Yeah, you know their hideout. The grotto. Remember?
We could take it to the grotto.
Ooh, I love
We
these
could
Yeah, but
take
like,
it. Yeah.
if we wanna snitch on that entire group, then we can do that. If we want to get rid of Drake specifically, then we'd have to find out wherever he lives, because being the leader of a gang, he's probably had some side swag place. I don't know, like maybe not, but we'd have to go find out.
I mean, I'll make it. I'll mark it with the sword token where the grotto is. Oh man, I just fucked it up. I'm sorry, guys.
No. We need our theatoire token as well.
Yeah, which I will do.
I'm loving these tokens, seriously.
Yeah, they're cool. Hashtag production value.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I love producing things for games. It's my favorite thing in the world.
All right, so this plan that we're hatching, right? It's to tip off the Imperials.
Mm-hmm.
About-
Even just the blue coats. I mean, I know they're working for the Imperials now, but I mean, at least we don't have to tell them. We can just tell the blue coats. We have blue coat contacts.
Yeah, but it's an uneasy piece between the blue coats and that. You know, it's imagine the stuff in The Wire when you have like jurisdiction issues. Imagine things in like the FBI versus local police kind of thing. That's kind of so like that's kind of the relationship they have, right? I imagine that's here in a way.
We're wanted in Duskvol. So we're wanted by the blue coats. The Imperials are here for a different reason. So we're going to tip off the blue coats. I mean, not for a different reason, but like...
The Imperials are here to re-establish law, which is really kind of stepping on the toes of the blue coats, being like, yo, but we're doing that here. And he's, yeah, but you guys fucking failed. So here, this is why we come in.
We could even use that because they're going to want to show up the Imperials.
That's an exploit. That's an exploit that you could totally... capture. That's an angle that I want to leave open on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we tip off the blue coats, making it seem like this is some high-profile bust that they can do.
Yeah.
And we know where their secret base is.
We know where their secret base is. We plant shit for their secret base and take out all of those guys. Do we want to?
Or at least the guys that they catch, because I mean. We're just trying to take the heat off us mostly. I don't even care if they get captured or not.
All right.
We're just like saying, hey, don't fuck with us because
your plan. Vale, I don't know I'm going to be much use to you.
I understand that this is not your expertise, but there's always a chance something could go wrong, and then that's where you come in to clean up. You're very good at cleaning up, Joel.
She just kind of gives like an up nod as of course.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so she is gonna get. I'm gonna assume we're going into like either a deception or social plan to like go to the Bluecoats and be like, here's a bunch of evidence, go clean it up.
Okay. Boy, that's gonna be really about the Lost, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's not do that plan just yet because, when you start, I don't think an engagement role. No, I'm sorry. There is not an engagement role that's necessary for this because I know what's going to happen.
Well,
sure.
I mean, I guess
let's go to the Bluecoats. Let's see this.
Where are we going to meet with them, and who? I mean, are we, and who we're going to? I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
and where?
But before we do that, because we would have, obviously, and this is normally when we normally do a plan, we'd flashback to this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to set us into a position if it's something that we should already know. So we would have been getting some information on the Lost, their movements, how to plant the stuff.
So
and
this
all
is
that first.
Yeah, this is before the actual plan, which is important. Okay, I asked you guys earlier, being like, what was the last thing you heard of the Lost and stuff? And you guys were like, Sierra was like, I don't know.
And I've been out of it, so we have to gather information first. Right? That's step one.
Yeah. So,
fair.
Without a role, it's not like people who turn on you are like then punished by people. In fact, they're enriched by the Imperial agents. So there's a good chance, without maybe a role, you can find out some more. But you do know that sometimes if you turn people over, if you roll over on someone, you don't go into witness protection, stuff like that. Sometimes they will like appoint you special positions or put you on the payroll, that kind of stuff, right?
So, yeah.
It's not like or it could be a ticket out of here. It could be like, we'll put you on the next train somewhere else, right? If it pans out.
I would want to find out is, are we still kind of buds with the Lost? Because they were like too friendly, right?
Yeah, right.
We were kind of buddies. Like, is it?
Do you want to go? You want to take a quick little stroll around where the Lost grotto was? Is that what you're saying?
Oh God, that sounds really dangerous. Because I've already been blown up with grenades.
Blades in the dark, everyone.
That's the best sentence. That's the best sentence I've ever heard.
Would Jewel go with me? Because she's like kind of hunty and stuff. Like, we can scope it out.
Yeah. You want to reconnoiter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a quick, like, maybe just prowl. No, that would be like to resist. So I think the most important thing right now, and the thing we need to know, is the information that you get. So like, you're basically just gonna go incognito around the grotto and see what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. Without a roll, I'll tell you that the grotto doesn't seem to be there anymore. What do you do? Not saying it's not there, just doesn't seem to be there.
Like it's been moved, or like it was never there?
That sounds like a really good question to ask that Dice could resolve.
I'm not there. I'm just asking.
So let's go with minimal danger, hopefully, and like kind of post up on a street corner and look at, like it doesn't seem obviously there, but like, are people still like coming? And
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't obvious. No, it's not there. It doesn't seem obvious. Is what I'm saying. And so in order to glean more insight, other than what I've just said, I'm going to have to require you to fictionally do something and explain how you're getting this information.
But that's what I mean. Like, would you be okay with just posting up and like doing it over a long time, and then you could like surmise of like, because there's still a lot of traffic?
Yeah, you've already done that, and you haven't, and you can't claim any more without a roll. That's what I'm saying.
I I mean, do you
Right.
want to sneak in?
You stuck it. You did a stakeout as much as you could, just offhand. I mean, you could roll a study, like what I'm saying. I'm not telling you how to play right now, but I'm saying like now, if you wanted to be like, no, I'm really studying the situation. Like, let me push my roll here, right?
Okay,
It's very much. I'm giving you as much information as I can without a roll, and then you'd be like, no, I need more. Okay, what am I putting on the line right now? Right. That's how I want this to. That's how I imagine the conversation should go.
I would love to roll study.
Yeah. All right. So that makes perfect sense here. And
you want to help? I was just confused about how much we'd been there already, right? Like,
sure.
Like if we had just like come to the street corner and it doesn't seem to be there, right. Or if we had been there for like a little bit.
All right. I'm trying to do a little bit more of what John does, where it's like, yes, this happens, and here's the consequence of you doing something that happens. Like, I'm like fast forwarding a little, or not fast forwarding, I'm just playing as the game is right now, and here's the next step. But then if you want to roll back a little bit and be like, okay, well, I'm actually going to do this bigger thing right now and really push myself. It's okay, then we roll back a little bit, and then we do that, right? So that's what we're doing right now. We're rolling back from you guys doing the stakeout for multiple days, not being able to find anything, to in the midst of the stakeout, and now we are trying to see what we see. Right, with a study roll. Does that make sense?
With me doing it, I can lead the group action. I am equally skilled in studying or surveying. It seems kind of both.
Either would work fine here.
So
I'm not there.
That makes sense. Vale's always out of trouble.
I mean, I'll be there if you if you.
Are you better at one of those?
I'm better at hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not.
I don't see how are you helping with hunt.
I'm trying to find one of the lost and follow them.
Okay, so you're trying to spot someone from the lost, and you're trying to like follow that, like trail them to see what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay.
Sure. I can still lead that if you want.
Okay. Cool. Possible consequences of failure could definitely tie into that. You being kind of like cut off from Seer when something bad happens, like that's on the table. Other possible things of badness.
They
expect you. They spy you spying them. It's probably the other one, right?
Makes sense to me.
I think the big the real bad consequence of failure is they expected you to do this.
All right. What's our position? And
I think risky standard sounds really good right now.
Sure.
Standard. Well.
Oof. There we go. That's a 5.
All right, you got a 5, but don't you have to cover some of the stress?
Yeah, I'm taking.
He has to cover for himself.
Yeah, you cover for yourself.
Yep.
That's good.
The way I picture this going down is like we're like coming up on the area, and Jewel spots someone that she knows belongs to the lost and starts darting after them.
Yeah.
And Seer is like huffing and puffing to keep up.
Yeah.
So with a 5, you get what you want, but you're kind of stuck. And I know exactly what this looks like. So here's what happens. You see the lost guy meet with an Imperial agent. You can't hear from your vantage point what they're talking about, but obviously they're conversing next to each other. And like moments before that happens, right? That's the point where you see them doing it, and he like looks behind him, and you think he might have saw you, and you're not sure, so you're just hiding behind like a gargoyle or something on a building, and you're at that moment where to make this, like, if you really wanted to know more, you would have to be doing it again as desperate, because you're gonna have to be like getting into position. But basically you got that little yellow exclamation countdown thing over the guy if you're playing one of those stealth games or whatever, and it's like, oh shit. Did he see me? I don't know if he saw me. Did he? And for us, watching the show from your vantage point, not from your perspective, but from the show's perspective, I think it's like, huh, okay, never mind. And he does this thing, but then he occasionally kind of looks behind him, like he has a kind of a six, like he has tingles down his spine. But you're not spotted yet. But I'm saying if you wanted to know more, then just he's obviously having a conversation away from the grotto. He's meeting with an Imperial agent.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in a spot to actually like hear or read his lips or anything from where you're at. Does that make sense?
Okay, go ahead.
If we're not close enough to hear him having a normal conversation,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
gonna
speaking in
assume
hushed
that-
tones.
I'm going to assume that if we also speak in hushed tones, they will not be able to hear
Correct.
us.
Correct. That's
So
very reasonable.
I turn to Seer and I'm like, he's meeting with an Imperial agent.
Fucking rats. All right.
Do you want to wait? Follow him home?
We still don't know if their lair is still there.
We can always capture him when he's done with this little conversation. Or do you don't want to interrupt it?
All right.
And like I think at this point, like Jewel like takes out her fine pistols and like checks them to make sure they're properly loaded.
Yeah, they're good.
And is like, I could probably take him out before they knew what hit him.
Yeah, I think Seer at some point like she's taking out her pistols and checking them, and it's like whoa. Like maybe not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of like sighs and like puts them away, and like Mr. Bubbles is like on her shoulder and like shitters a little bit.
Mr. Bubbles was caught out, so he has to pose like a gargoyle too. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm picturing like Abu from
Yeah. Totally.
the animated Aladdin series. So yeah, like Mr. Bubbles is like makes a noise, and like Jewel like turns to him and like kind of squints and like chitters back for a second, and she says, "We've got another option. If you watch me for a moment, I think I can get closer with Mr. Bubbles."
All right.
All right, I want to.
I'm like, yeah, no, and I know what's gonna happen, so I kind of hold you up by the shoulder, so like we're standing still in this corner, just hanging out.
So like part of her weight is like leaning up against the wall, and then part of her weight is on you, and I'm going to attune to Mr. Bubbles so I can go over there and listen to their conversation, without being caught. That's my goal.
So now we play the Mr. Bubbles mini game where the game goes over to the third person of Mr. Bubbles as they do the Assassin's Creed rooftop stealth part of the
Suddenly
game.
it's top-down view, like
yeah.
Yeah, it switches to like 8-bit graphics. It's weird.
It's like Frogger, but you're like avoiding
right
detection lines or something.
Yeah, like so like Mr. Bubbles like leaps up off of her shoulder onto the roof of the building that we're like standing next to, as she goes slightly limp against Seer, and he's gonna scramble across the rooftops, getting closer to these guys, and hopefully being a lot less noticeable.
Hopefully, right? So I'm gonna say this is risky. Risky limited.
Really? Okay.
Offhand right now. Unless there's something you can do to like assist or change the situation. Here's a question for you then. You don't know. Here's the real question I need you to answer for me. You don't know if they know about Mr. Bubbles and that kind of stuff. Are you willing to risk that?
Yeah, I'm willing to risk that. I assume that they don't know.
Yeah. So then it's desperate standard.
Okay. And
the harm would go to Mr. Bubbles if they know.
Of
right?
course.
The problem here is that they know Mr. Bubbles and they know that's him and they know that you've been spying on them.
Right. I would like to push myself to make it great effect.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. Let's do that then. Is there a devil's bargain here?
You can't push yourself and take a devil's bargain, can you?
No.
Yes.
You can?
Because I'm pushing myself for great effect and not an extra die.
Okay.
I can take
No.
the devil's... Yeah.
No, it's either.
Is
is that in the book?
So you can push yourself twice on the same action, once to get an extra die and once to get
Effect or position?
A boost to effect.
Oh,
and
that's not what I knew. I thought it was one or the other. Okay.
It is one or the other to get an extra die.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to boost your effect, you can push
the devil's okay, sure. Then the devil's bargain is really juicy. The devil's bargain is I tick up the Imperial's Purge 6 towers, and you hear some rumors about what's going on there.
Or, alternatively, I could use my veteran foresight and have prepared a disguise for Mr. Bubbles.
Oh, yep, let's do that. That sounds really good.
So what does does Mr. Bubbles look like a gargoyle? Like, what does Mr. Bubbles look like?
Just a different monkey.
No, he's like in a black cat suit.
Okay. Okay.
Fucking spy cat. Every time.
I
God.
love it. I love
Okay.
it. All right,
I mean,
all
we're
right.
doing that then. If we're joking.
Okay,
That's
I'm gonna
okay.
take it.
If
I mean,
you
like
really
an actual,
want,
like he's disguised as a cat, not like a cat suit, but
Yeah.
like he's disguised as a different animal.
I gotcha.
if you
That's
really
actually
want,
really clever.
uh,
You train the monkey to sit down like a cat and like
Mhm.
prowl like a cat.
Kelsa, I
Yeah.
can give you an alchemical that will give you a bonus to a tune roll, but you will suffer harm from taking it. Which you can resist, but resistance roll.
No, I'm gonna roll with this.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
That's a
so-
success with great effect, but something bad's probably gonna happen.
It was desperate, so Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Mark XP. Let me boop up the Imperial's Purge 6 towers clock by 2. And yeah. So you hear talk. They're talking about the Strangford's boat winding up in the Crows, and following up that, and how they've been really going hard at the Crows, actually, trying to get information. You heard there were some significant arrests, but as of right now, you don't know if anybody's talking about where that boat came from, you hear the guy say, he's going to let you know if he hears more or anything like that. But you kind of hear the rumors about what's going on in 6 towers from this guy from the presumably the Lost, which is interesting. And then you hear like, hey, is that enough for me to like join you guys, kind of stuff, right? I love, and the guard, the agent that he's meeting with is like, not even close, bud, right? And he's like, oh, come on, like I want to do the city right, like I fought in the war, and he's like, yeah, and a bunch of other people did too. It doesn't matter. And he's like, now get out of here, as he like basically kind of kicks the guy away. So it seems like they're kind of like really trying to like brown nose these agents to get in with them, because they like what they're doing, but the agents are too they're snubbing them right now, right? In a way, like you're too eager to please them.
Gotcha.
But so yeah, Tenpenny Courts is in danger, probably.
Good to know. So I think that Cat Mr. Bubbles will scramble back and land on Jewel's shoulder, and Jewel will rouse herself and kind of pass this information along to Seer, and follow it up with, if we hurry, I think we can follow him again.
Let me take it back. Let me take it back a notch, because this could be interesting.
Okay.
I think I want to take it this way instead. I'm sorry, because you rolled a 4.
Yep.
I'm gonna actually make this more pressing. You know that there's going to be soon to be a raid at Tenpenny Courts. I'm gonna do that instead.
We can follow or go deal with it.
That's what you heard from the rumor listening to this guy.
Is that in addition to 2 ticks on the clock?
No, that is the tick on the clock.
Okay.
So there's an additional tick, was the 4, and that's the extra part of the Imperial's purging 6 towers being halfway done. Is that there's going to be an attack soon. They're scheduling another like big multi-block raid kind of situation.
I thought
right?
the first 2 ticks on the clock were from the rolling a 4.
No, it was a 4 and Devil's Bargain.
I didn't take the devil's bargain. I took the bonus.
You didn't?
She took my
die.
veteran foresight.
Yep.
Fair enough. Never mind.
I
Ignore
mean,
what
I'll
I
roll
said.
an extra die if you really want those 2 ticks.
No, ignore what I said. That's my bad. I misheard you, and I was going with your original idea of taking a devil's bargain. So
Yeah.
Never mind.
You said, instead, why don't you do this? I was like, yeah, let's do that instead. That's a good idea.
Sure. Never mind then. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay. So then just the consequences, that takes up 1. Instead of 2.
Got it. That's way better.
Then ignore the thing I said about the possible raid to 10 pennies.
Yes, okay.
Definitely not going to happen.
It's not as threatening as a thing right now.
It's not as immediately pressing. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So-
look, the clock says this Imperials purge 6 towers, and I'm deliberately leaving that vague to what you guys
So-
mean.
In that case, I'm going to come back and tell Seer what I heard. And then I'm going to be like, and if we hurry, we can still follow him.
Yeah, let's follow him.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to try hunting after this guy again now that the Imperial, since they've separated their ways.
Yep.
I'm going to try cutting through, cut through an alley or something so that we don't pass by the Imperial and pick up the trail of this guy again for another hunt.
Okay.
You want to lead this time?
Sure.
Who has the most stress?
I have 4.
Yeah, I have less than that. But it sounded like you were leading.
It sounds like I'm
Okay.
leading though.
I just wanted to make sure you weren't going to trauma out and we were going to lose you.
No, I wouldn't do it if that was even a risk.
So
So
Sure.
what's our position here to follow this guy?
Risky, and I think standard.
Sure. And no bonus dice. But
Hey.
we both got 6s. Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So you guys stealthily follow this guy back, until you see him get into a carriage, and you see him going someplace down into Charter Hall. The direction towards Charter Hall is what I should say.
Can I get Mr. Bubbles to hitch a ride on that carriage?
Yeah, you want to try to
Like-
watch him catch up and get there?
Yeah, like I'm not going to ride in Mr. Bubbles the entire way over there, but I am going to be
Yeah, trail it.
and- Yeah.
On the back, right? Like it jumps up with a little back bumper.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds like something worth a roll. What do you think it is?
Command maybe, or attune just to psychically tell him what I'm saying.
Both of those sound pretty good to me. I would give you standard effect for it, and I think the position would be risky. The consequences of failure here include, but not limited to, Mr. Bubbles makes it there, but he makes a loud noise, and people are going to look for him. Another one is that he just straight up fucking misses. He's too short. He's unable to. You miss your chance. I feel like those 2 things are on the table here.
Risky standard, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to command him to do this.
Okay.
So I'm just follow them, Mr. Bubbles. 4.
Yeah. So
Makes noise.
he gets there, right? And then we hear, he lands on the back bumper of the cart, and we see the guy, another guy from the cart that he got into, stick his head out, and he's looking around, just to be spotted. And if you don't do something, I think he will be spotted. So what do you do? You could try to move your hiding spot to be in his blind spot with him, right? What I'm saying is while the cart's moving, he's looking out, and so then you hide behind the corner, and then you don't know if he's gonna go to that, look at it through a different window to try to see, or he's gonna.
Oh, I think we have to maybe make it a distraction because
I think you heard did you hear something? Did you hear something?
Yeah,
He's looking
maybe,
around.
Yeah, I think I was thinking a distraction as well. Do you have an idea for a distraction?
I could just knock something over that makes a lot of noise.
Sure.
I pretend I'm drunk and I fall into a garbage can full of stuff, and there was a cat on top of it.
Wreck that garbage can.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to make a distraction, then this is what's going to happen: is that people are going to notice you, and there's a good chance that people are be like, there's a good chance, there's a significant risk here of being like, you're a wanted criminal. Right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, the point is to draw attention.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that I can get away from it.
So part of me thinks that this is actually a resist.
Yeah, I think it kind of is. Like, you're resisting the consequence for Mr. Bubbles.
Yeah.
In which case, there's no risk of failure. You just do it.
Yeah, you do it, but here's the consequence, though, is the stress that maybe it takes to do it.
Yeah.
All right. So is that like, I don't know, is it
because you're essentially because essentially what this is you're mechanically you're taking harm, like you're stepping in to absorb the consequence. So you're resisting Mr. Bubbles' problem by stepping in here.
Played Blades, all right?
So yeah.
So you would resist with insight because the problem.
This is quick thinking.
Yeah. There you go.
You don't give a fuck, dude. You're really good at pretending to be drunk, in a way that like masks your face and things too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So so I think like you're, is your distraction, are you like kind of like in front of the car and people are like, get out of the way real quick because you're like stobbling drunk, or what was it? Describe it for us, how it happens, because you do it perfectly.
Yeah, so I was imagining we were kind of like in an alley and like Mr. Bubbles like run up to the thing, like we were peeking around the corner.
Yeah, and you boop
and
a
they
doctor.
like heard something and sticks his head out, so I like football kick like this garbage can like really loud, like way louder than it should be. But it's just to draw the attention, and then I like half stumble over it and like pretend I'm puking, so no one comes to see.
And I picture like a can or something
gross.
like has rolled into the street, and so like the guy's just like, oh, that must be it. Like,
yeah, dig it. Cool.
And then I like kind of stumble along so I don't like stay in the same spot, right? Because then people would be like, maybe we should get him out of here. Like, I'm going somewhere else, so it's like, then it'll be someone else's problem.
Fair. Okay. Cool. And I think of that. You resisting the consequence. Mr. Bubbles can follow them to where they're going, and we go to our first break. Cool. So, because we're at the
breaks.
We're over the time a little bit. All right, guys. So that's awesome. Good work, and we'll be back in the other. On 5 minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes. So we'll see you guys on the other side of the break. See you guys.